Hello, my name is Sean Pearce and today we're going to look at a titration with a slight difference. In this titration, instead of using an indicator, an acid-base indicator, what we're going to use is a pH probe. And instead of looking for a colour change, we're looking at the pH level continuously as we do the experiment. It's really important that you have a calibrated pH probe, and what I'm going to assume is that you have calibrated that pH probe already. You'll notice this pH probe is kept in some solution, and we just have to make sure that when we're using it, we keep it clean and we rinse it with distilled water as required. So first thing we're going to do is just give it a quick rinse with distilled water, just to make sure it hasn't got any gunk on there from the last experiment. You'll also notice I've got a stirring system here, and the reason why I've got that stirring system is to make sure we can stir our solutions, and it makes sure that when we're mixing the solutions, it gets stirred quite easily and we get a good pH reading. So the first thing I'm going to do is to fill my burettes. We remember with burettes, when we fill them, we take them down to our level, so either put them on the floor or we put them on a stool. And I'm going to use hydrochloric acid in the burette. I've checked that the tap is off, which means it is horizontal. And what I'm going to do is just fill the burette up and then re-zero it. Just the right amount. I feel quite proud of that one. And what I'm going to do is I am going to re-zero that by putting it into a waste container. So all I'm doing is running it down to zero. What that makes sure of is that the bubble at the bottom has gone, and it just makes sure that we're ready to go and we can start at 0 centimetres cubed. Of course, you don't have to start at 0 centimetres cubed. You can start at a different amount and just record the difference as you go. But I'm going to start at 0 centimetres cubed because it's a nice, easy thing to do when we get started. So just running it down until the bubble is at the meniscus, and that's now at 0 centimetres cubed. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fill up my solution with the base, which in this case is sodium hydroxide. All I'm going to use is a 25 centimetres cubed pipette, and this has been pre-washed in the sodium hydroxide and rinsed and washed again, and what's in there has been rinsed out. So I'm just going to take up 25 centimetres cubed of this. So I'm taking this up to the level, and what I've done is I've taken it above the line on the pipette. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this on my thumb just to take the level down nice and slowly, down to a nice manageable level just on the line. Now you'll notice in this titration that I'm not using a conical flask, and the reason why I'm not using a conical flask, you see this is on the line, is because it is less convenient to do so. It will be less safe to do so. I want to be stirring this solution. I want to be stirring it as the pH probe is in there, and the reason why I'm stirring it is to make sure that it spreads out the pH of the solution nicely and we have a nice homogeneous mixture in there. So we're just going to touch that on the end just to get out the rest that's in there. So that's my 25 centimetres cubed of sodium hydroxide. What I'm going to do is, oh, there we go, it's all gone a bit wrong as always. I'm going to pop the stirring bar in there, and also I'm going to put the pH probe in there. have to make sure the end of the pH probe is in there properly. So I'm just going to start up the pH probe, and what I'll do is I will take some measurements whilst I'm running this in, and we should be able to track the pH going forward in there. So I can see at the moment that my start pH, before I've added any, is 14. What we'll start doing is putting some small portions, some larger portions in, and then when we get closer to the end point, I'm going to put some smaller portions in, starting with 5 centimetre cube portions. So I put 5 centimetres cubed in. I can see there's not been really any change to the pH. So at 5 centimetres cubed, the pH is still 14. Let's add a little bit more, so go to 10. I see at 10, the pH is still stable at 14. Take it to 23 now, and interestingly it's still 14 pH, which it shouldn't be. That worries me a little bit. Let's just check the concentrations on these. 1 molar and 1 molar. Okay. So let's do the next one. Now, what I've noticed is I've gone to 25, so it's 2 centimetres cubed, and the pH has gone to 10.05. So I'm now going to add much smaller portions so that we can get a good curve. So I'm going to go in 0.5 centimetre cube portions. So I have 25.5 in there now. Already just gone over it. .5 is 6 points. Still reacting. 6.00. Another 0.5 centimetres cubed in. Wait for the pH to stabilise. pH stabilised at 4.20. Another 0.5 centimetres cubed in. Up to 1.28. Another 0.5 in. We are to 0.90. Space it out now to 28. I can see it's slowed down to 0.62. .29, 0.46. 30, 0.34. 31, 0.25, 32, 0.19, 33, 0.14, and we can see it's really slowed down. So it starts off like this, and it's shot right up, and then it's slowed down again going upwards. So we could do the whole 50 centimeters cubed, and indeed what I am going to do is run it down to 50 centimeters cubed and see what the pH is going to be after that. Just to show you it doesn't particularly change much. And it's gone from 50 centimeters cubed, it's at 0.00. Now, looking at it, I imagine the range of this pH sensor is probably 0 to 14, and I imagine in the base it was higher than 14 and it was lower than 0 in the acid. So what I would say is it is important to know the range of your equipment, but we can see there is definitely this curve here. Now, if I were to repeat this, what I would do is, knowing where it all changes, and it all seems to change around sort of 23, 24, 25 centimeters cubed, I would do the same again, repeat the entire experiment, but at 23 centimeters cubed, I would go down to much smaller additions, so maybe 0.1 centimeter cubed additions, and that will give you that lovely smooth curve. Thank you.